75% off, so those guys don't get stuck with the
Right.
tickets. So that's the best time to buy a ticket the day of the concert.
If you want to sit one town over.
No, and they're usually pretty good seats.
Well, everybody, I want to thank you for tuning in this morning and waking up with us, the morning show. Paulie C here this morning. Thank you so much, Paul.
Thank you, boys.
And Moose,
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Join us tomorrow when Moose says, wow.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH. Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill.
Pizza for everyone. Let's raise a slice on high with toppings all around. It's a pizza party, oh my.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill, 712 Valley Street, Manchester. Come on in or call 622-1021. Luigi, keeping the tradition alive since 1975.
Pizza for everyone. Come join the feast tonight. With each slice and topping, everything feels so right.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
You are listening to WMNH-LP, Manchester's radio.
Broadcasting from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 119 Canal Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
It's 9 o'clock.
You're listening to WMNH 95.3.
World premiere.
They say the winds of change appear
This is Eleanor Langthorne from Vices Inc., and you're listening to Matt Connarton Unleashed on 95.3 WMNH.
You're listening to WMNH 95.3. The commander to the supreme leader, Matzo coming down.
Good morning, everybody. Here we go. It is that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious, a bit rainy, but nonetheless glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. And of course, you can stream the show from anywhere. Go to my website, mattconnerton.com/live for all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Saturday, June 14, 2025. That sound you may have heard in the background was me forgetting to mute my phone. Live radio. Boy, I haven't done that in a long time. And by the way, the track that we played to open the show, that is Soda, not the beverage, but the band, SOTAH. If you are watching, well, actually, you can't see from this camera angle, but I was going to say if you're watching the video, you can see the shirt, but you'll see it later. But they are coming in today in the third hour. That is a brand new track, Sunrise. And by the way, I suggest you check out the video, too. They made a wonderful music video for it, and you can find that on the YouTube, and so good. But they're going to be coming in the third hour, and I'm really looking forward to that because I think it's going to be really special. So they've been on the show before. Casey Darren is amazing. We love him, and really looking forward to that. So we've got an exciting show for you today. But joining us right now, we have in studio with us, Rachel Moline is here, and let me make sure we can hear you. Hello, Rachel.
Hello.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So you're going to play, you've got your guitar. And again, if you are watching the video feed, you can see that she's got her guitar out and looking forward to hearing you play live. Now you don't, just so people know, so you don't have any studio tracks yet, but I assume you're going to be going into the studio at some point soon because you've got some original music as well as covers, correct?
Correct. I do a lot of covers. I'm starting to write music. I think I've finished one, and I've almost finished with a second one.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, very cool.
I write a lot of lyrics. I just have to put music to them.
Oh, has that always been the case with you? Have you always, did you start out writing? Some singer-songwriters will start out kind of writing poetry, and then they'll say, these would make good songs. Maybe I should put music to these. I mean, is that, because you mentioned you have a lot of lyrics.
Yeah, they kind of come as journal entries, but they come out as songs. And I always thought, someday I'll put this to music.
Yeah.
So I've got like a backup list of.
Now, why now? Because you said so recently you started writing music, but I assume you've been performing covers and such for a long time, correct?
So I've been playing guitar a long time, but 2.5 years ago I started doing open mics nights with Andrew North and the Rangers.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, we were talking off air about them, and that's kind of how you got started doing the open mics, right?
Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to do music, but recently I've finally I guess it's giving yourself permission to go for it.
Yeah.
So,
what was holding you back? Is it something you can identify, or was it just?
Yeah, I struggled a long time with kind of the societal pressure to get a career, get the right job, figure your life out. And I just turned 40 last weekend.
Oh, happy birthday.
And I told myself I wanted to have my dream job by the time I'm 40.
Yeah.
I've had one paid gig so far. So.
Yeah. Well, it's a start. It's a start.
Yeah.
And you're a professional musician now. Because the way I've always looked at it, sometimes people will kind of agonize over, well, when can I call myself a professional?
Yeah.
If it's something that's not their full-time job, when can I call myself a professional? And the way I've always looked at it is, no, and this applies to music or anything that you do in life that you're passionate about. Once you've been paid for something, that's it. You're a pro. You can call yourself a professional musician as far as I'm concerned, even if you've only had one paid gig.
Sweet.
And there will be more, right? I mean, because once that starts, as long as you keep at it, that's going to grow and grow. And so that's awesome. Good for you.
Thanks.
Good for you. Is that so turning 40, is that what made you say, I got to do this now or never? Or
Actually, it was when I got an office job a couple years ago.
yeah. Is that when you started thinking, I don't know?
I was the most, it was hard.
Yeah.
I'm not an office job person, and I got really depressed. And I was
really?
like, I was like, what am I doing with my life? This isn't me.
Yeah.
And then actually listened to a book by Dave Stewart of Eurythmics, his audiobook about how the band started, and it was like really inspirational.
Oh.
Between that and I went to one show every month last year, musicians, and just like seeing people do it.
Yeah.
Like, it can happen. It's possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a world changer.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. Well, I'm dying to hear you play. I have not heard you play at all yet. So now but I know from what I've seen online, it looks like, people are really digging what you're doing. So, I just realized too, that explains the picture. So it ended up being the picture that I used to promote today's show of you on Facebook, and you wrote, so this is what it's like or something.
Yeah.
It's you on stage and you're like, this is what it's like. It's like, okay, so she really is new at this.
Yeah.
So very, very cool. Well, I'm dying to hear you play. I'm sure the listeners are too.
Right.
What are you going to do first for us?
I'm going to do Live and Die by the Avett Brothers.
Okay. Excellent.
This was a song that I played at every year. I play at a New England Mountain Bike Association has a meetup, and they asked me to play a couple years in a row.
Oh, cool.
That's probably that's how I started performing, and
okay.
This was one of the songs that a friend got me to do.
All right. Excellent.
All it'll take is just one moment, and you could say goodbye to how we had it planned. Fear like a habit, run like a rabbit, out and away, through the screen door to the unknown. And I wanna love you more, I wanna find you more. Where do you reside when you're high? How can I find you? And I wanna send you more, I wanna tempt you more. Can you tell that I am alive? Let me prove it. You and I were the same, live and die, we're the same. Your voice, know my name. You and I were the same. Live like a pharaoh, sing like a sparrow anyway. Even if there is no land or love inside, we bloom like roses, lead like Moses, out and away, through the bitter crowd to the daylight. And I wanna love you more, I wanna find you more. Can you tell that I am alive? Let me prove it to you. You and I were the same, live and die, we're the same. You rejoice, I complain. You and I were the same, live and die, we're the same. You and I were the same. Hear my voice, know my name. You and I were the same. I wanna love you more, I wanna find you more. Where do tonight.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. If you're just joining us, Rachel Moline is here with us live in studio, sounding amazing. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. Tell me about, are they a big influence on you?
No, actually, it just happened to be a song that my buddy I was playing with picked. He was like, I love this song. I had not really listened to them much.
Yeah.
Played it. Turned out I loved it. I don't know. I just kind of pick up music that clicks with me. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have, are there specific influences that have really kind of shaped your approach to how you play? And I'm especially curious too about your singing, because you've got a great voice, and I'm curious like how you learned to sing and who you listened to, or maybe you even took lessons. I don't know.
It's been a mix, but I grew up in choir.
Okay.
A church choir when I was a teenager. I was
Yeah.
in choir for about 6 years. That's where I got my musical, I guess, training. The more you do it, the more it.
Yeah.
I never learned how to read music or anything. I just like sang. I loved singing.
Yeah.
I listened to a lot of like punk and rock growing up, and I don't know if that had any influence, but just definitely energetic and loud. And,
Yeah.
And I just kept singing.
Yeah.
Took lessons once.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally one lesson, or for just for a
like
while, but
6 months.
Oh, okay. Do you think it helped you?
Yeah. There's definitely things that have stuck from it.
Yeah.
I think I absorb a lot by listening to other people. YouTube does a lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah. YouTube, you can learn so much from YouTube. It's probably put a lot of music instructors out of business, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, YouTube, because if you think about it, that never really occurred to me until just now. But yeah, it's probably, like I remember, buying DVDs about how to sing and how to play, and that's, of course, you don't need to do that anymore.
I've seen instructors go online though.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
So I don't know, maybe it's
Yeah, the ones who are comfortable with it. But
sure.
I took voice lessons, and I from a variety of different instructors over the years, and I doubt any of them are even still in business. But they didn't help me much. I'm not a bad harmony singer. I can kind of find the octave and lock in, but on my own, I get lost.
Sure. Everything's easier when you do it with people.
Oh,
other
yeah.
musicians.
Yeah. No, but starting singing in choir, I mean, I think that's a great way to start. I've always heard Daryl Hall say that. Like, he learned to sing because when he was a kid, his mom took him to church.
Yeah.
And that's, growing up in Philadelphia, that's, that was a great way to start, And his mother also is I say is because I think she's still alive, but she's also a vocal teacher herself, and she taught him how to breathe and everything, and took him to church and said, "Here, sing with these people." And
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah. Now, what about guitar? How did you learn to play guitar?
I got my first guitar when I was 17. From like a summer crush. He played me he taught me how to play GCD.
Yeah.
And then over the years, it's just been slowly picking up some songs.
Yeah.
The first song I ever learned was Boston by Augustana. So I guess we were talking about musicians and bands. Augustana's, they're not super popular, but they were like so influential to me.
Yeah.
Probably when I started writing songs, it was a lot of kind of dark, sad sounding music, and so a lot of my lyrics would come out as like these sad stories, and
yeah.
I like heartfelt things. So I like emotion.
Sure.
But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it was 2.5 years ago. Again, doing open mic nights, I was like, well, I'm gonna pick it up again. So I picked up my old guitar that I got in San Francisco years ago on a whim.
Yeah. Did you go a really long time without playing at all, or did you kind of?
I probably went stretches, a couple years stretches, and then I'd pick up guitar and like fiddle with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might have gone 5 or 6 years without really playing.
Kidding. Yeah.
I started dabbling in the keyboard too, and that was fun.
Yeah.
Guitar is always way more intimidating.
Yeah. So when did you? But it was a couple of years ago that you picked it back up and really started to focus on it, or?
Yeah. And I just had to, like, again, it was giving myself permission. Just,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really, still sometimes feel like I don't know what I'm doing. But I learn songs. I find songs that I love, and I'm like, I wonder if I can learn that.
Yeah.
If it's too complicated, I let it go.
Yeah.
And then find ones that are easy.
So that makes me curious. Like, what have you? Is there anything you can think of specifically that you tried to learn that you felt was too complicated that maybe you'll put aside and come back later? I'm always curious about this kind of thing. Is there anything?
I think there was a Beatles song.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one, but they use a lot of. When I say complicated chords, it's like you have to stretch your fingers around, or there's a chord change every beat almost.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've learned too to allow myself to just, instead of changing chords, you might find one that sounds similar, so just stay on it.
Right.
Make it simple.
Yes. Absolutely. When I was a teenager, so I took guitar lessons, but I was kind of a lazy kid. If I wasn't good at something quickly enough, I would tend to give up on it.
Same.
And that's how I ended up. And bass players hate when I say this. I know that, but I'm a bass player, so I can say it. That's how I ended up playing bass, because I got frustrated with the guitar, and then I picked up a bass. I was with some friends, some musicians, and I picked up a bass, and I seemed to have a feel for it really quickly. And I was kind of like, oh, 2 less strings, and I don't have to know any chords. I think I found my instrument. And it turned out I did find my instrument, because I ended up playing in a bunch of bands over the years. But and I'm not a bad bass player, and I can still play a little bit of guitar. I can play in a punk band probably, but yeah, it's but I know what you mean, and it's like you can kind of psych yourself out by trying too hard to emulate exactly what the original artist did, when you can change it, and make it sound the same. There's no rules really. I mean, music theory is music theory, but that doesn't mean you have to do it exactly the way it was done to make it sound good. And if along the way you kind of make it your own, that's good too, I think.
Yeah, I think music has taught me that can be a perfectionist, and it's a lot of, you're hard on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that has to really be ingrained, it's okay to be flexible with the song. It's okay to put your own spin on it.
Yep.
And people want that probably.
Yeah. Some people do. I mean, there's always some people who will complain, like, oh, you didn't play that right. But it's like, but to me, I always like, it's like if I see a cover band, I don't necessarily want to hear everything exactly the way it sounds, the way the original artist played it. I kind of want to hear, it's like, okay, I know how the original goes. I hear it on the radio. I can pull it up online. I want to hear your interpretation of it. You know what I mean? That to me is more interesting. But there are some people who are just like, oh, you didn't play that the way I know it. It's like, well, go listen to it the way you know it. The way you know it is available to you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It is about creativity.
Yeah, or it should be, at least. It should be. You want to play another one?
Okay.
All right. If you're just joining us, Rachel Moline is here with us, live in studio, sounding great.
Oops, sorry. Okay, I'll play an original.
Okay, awesome.
Super scary.
So this will be the first time this has been played on the radio.
That's true.
It's a world premiere.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Is this recorded?
Well, of course.
It's technically the first time it's ever been recorded too. So.
This will be the first time. Wait, you know what? Just for that, I should do this for you.
You are listening to WMNH 95.3.
World premiere.
Oh, you probably couldn't hear that because you don't have headphones on.
No.
I gave you the world premiere bumper.
Oh,
wow. Yes. You'll hear it later when you listen to it. Okay. All right. And what's this called?
This song's called The Moment. It's very short. It's about living in the moment, really.
Okay.
A lot of times they escape us.
Yes.
Before we've had a chance to do something about it, and let's bring that back.
All right. Rachel Moline.
To stay in the moment, for the moment knows it passes by, and seen and unwanted. It leaves no chance, it flies away. Bring the moment back now, because I know what I would say. Find yourself a moment, slow it down, sing its tune. Come and sit beside me, we'll fly away, we'll fly away.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Rachel Moline is here with us live in studio, and that's called The Moment?
Scariest thing I've ever done.
Really?
Maybe.
So far. I mean, as you advance in your career, I'm sure it'll get scarier.
Yeah, that's true. You're good point.
This is nothing. This is nothing. If you are just joining us, Rachel Moline is here with us live in studio. And so, what kind of shows have you been doing? You mentioned the open mics, and then have you been? But you've been doing more than just that, obviously.
So, yeah, volunteered for a couple things. I played at a school last weekend, just like a parent-teacher fundraiser thing.
Oh, cool.
That was fun. There was
Yeah.
3 other artists there, one that I knew. Playing in front of a bunch of kids is really fun. They give a lot of feedback right away.
Yeah,
They're like
yeah.
dancing to your music, or they come up there and they just stare at you while you're playing.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's
It's
cool.
like, I love you.
Yeah.
I played at Feathered Friends last weekend. I opened for Lee and Dr. G.
Okay.
As a local band.
Yeah. Now, where is that? Feather Trends, it's called?
Oh, Feathered Friends.
Oh,
is in
Feathered Friends.
Concord.
I don't know why I thought. But sometimes I don't hear things correctly. Feathered Trends, like what would that be? Like a store that sells jackets made of feathers or something.
Yeah.
I
think we should do it.
Should open that Feathered Trends. So Feathered Friends. Okay. So what is that?
It's a brewery.
It's a brewery. Okay.
They have a cool stage in the back. Then I played last December. I played up at a place in Bethlehem.
Okay.
Called Rosa Flamingo.
Okay.
A buddy of mine, Jim Terrell, is also a New Hampshire
Oh,
musician.
I know Jim.
You
Yep,
know
yep.
Jim?
I've interviewed him actually. Geez, I don't know how many times over the
my
years.
gosh.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Jim's great.
I went up to see him play because he plays there every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And he had me sing a couple songs, and the owner was like, "Jim can't be here next week. Do you want to fill in?"
Oh, nice.
It's a 3-hour set, and I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, let's do it."
Yeah.
It was a really good experience. It was a challenge because I didn't have 3 hours of material, but.
Well, the thing is, though, with a situation like that, too, you can repeat some stuff. I mean, you're not, you're not playing to the same crowd in the first hour that in the third hour. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Is that what you ended up doing? You just, yeah.
I had about an hour and 20 minutes or so.
Oh, yeah. So you just play
breaks and stuff.
Just play the set twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal. Yeah. No, that's cool. So it went well?
It did.
Yeah.
I was not as prepared as I could have been. I think I say that every time.
Sure. Well,
That's a thing.
like we talked about earlier, creative people are most hard on themselves, the most self-critical. So, but it comes from a good place because you want to be good at what you're doing, and you want people to be impressed and whatnot. So,
right.
So is that kind of, is your goal to continue to do shows like that, more and more shows like that? Is that like you want to be playing out all the time, I assume?
I would like to. It's really good. I've found that it's a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I put pressure on myself.
Yeah.
But it's really good to develop my set list, and I'm learning so much as I'm learning songs. And,
yep.
I'd like to be able to support myself with music.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I do want to keep writing and start recording, and I'd love to eventually start a band. Can I say I'm looking for a fiddle player? I know that there's fiddle players like all over, but
yeah,
I would love to collaborate with someone.
Now, why a fiddle player specifically?
Okay, it's probably some band influences. Like Airborne Toxic Event is a rock band, and they have a fiddle. Fiddle was one of his first band members. Violin, same, but
yeah,
it just sounds so cool. I think in any style of music,
yeah,
and it adds something that you don't get to see or hear a lot.
Yeah. Does Andrew North and the Rangers have a fiddle player? Don't they?
No, they have.
They don't.
They have a.
Who am I thinking of? No, I'm thinking. I don't know who I'm thinking of. But yeah, I mean, it's not like. Fiddle players though. Yeah, it's not like guitar players are everywhere, but fiddle players. Yeah. How do you find a fiddle player?
How do you find a fiddle player? I just ask people. I'll come up with one eventually.
And when you find one, they're probably already in a bunch of bands because there's not many fiddle players around. Yeah. Probably. No, I'm sure you'll find somebody. No, that's cool though. Yeah. That's cool. So you want to do something that doesn't sound like everything else.
Yeah.
You want to do something different. No, I think that's awesome. Yeah. Fiddle players. I'm trying to think of who. I don't know why I was thinking of Andrew North. Maybe just because we were talking about him earlier. But yeah, no, that's cool. Now, have you actively started looking for band members, or are you just kind of starting to look?
I'm starting to look. I've been meeting people at the open mic night.
Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah.
Over the years of interviewing people, so many bands have started out of open mic nights, just people meeting there.
Yeah.
It's such a great place to network.
Right.
Yeah.
I have faith in that.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that's one of the long-term goals, is get a band going.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what kind of band yet. I know I want a fiddle player.
Yeah.
There's this band called the East Pointers. They're from Prince Edward Island.
Okay.
Recently, I went to see them last year, and that was a moment. It was one moment where I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
They're a guitar player and a fiddle player, and one of them switched to keyboard.
Oh.
But they also do, they do beats and stuff. Their music is like not really traditional fiddle player. It's not Irish per se.
Interesting.
It's a lot of really cool different sounds and high energy.
I'm super curious. What are they called again?
The East Pointers.
The East Pointers. I got to look them up.
They're really good.
Yeah.
They've got a good presence on Instagram. They just put out some really fun stuff. They're really fun.
They're from Providence, or you saw them in Providence.
They're from Prince Edward Island.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Saw them in Portland.
Oh, in Portland.
Year,
Oh, in Portland. Yeah. Okay. I got to look them up. Yeah. No, that's really interesting. Yeah.
They just you watch them up there, and the one guy on the fiddle is just like
yeah.
And the other guys. They just look fun, and they have fun, and their music's good.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. If you're just joining us, Rachel Moline is here with us. You want to play another one?
Okay.
Dying to hear more. All right.
Yeah. Do you think there'll be two more? I've got two.
Oh, we can. Yeah, we got time. We
Okay.
definitely have time. Yeah.
Well, okay. I'll jump into this. It's a little. This song's called "What's Up."
Is this an original?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is very much not an original.
Oh, is this Four Non Blondes?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I'm in a karaoke bar all of a sudden.
A little cliche, but I love singing it.
No, I'm dying to hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
"25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of home for a destination. I realized quickly that I knew I should, that the world was made up of this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means. So I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed, just to get it all out what's in my head. And I'm feeling a little peculiar. So I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And said, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, what's going on? Ooh, 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 and I tried. Oh my God, do I try? I try all the time in this institution, and I pray. Oh my God, do I pray? I pray every single day for a revolution. So I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. And oh, I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath. I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, what's going on? 25 years and life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination.
Very nice. Rachel Moline here with us in studio. Oh, is there more to the song?
No, I just do that.
Oh,
as
okay.
a habit.
Okay, I wasn't sure if there was another part that I was forgetting. I always feel badly when I do that. It doesn't happen often, but every once in a while, like I'll think somebody's done, and then I'm like, "Oops, I'm so sorry."
Like 10 more minutes.
Rachel Moline is here with us live, sounding great. And so, what do you have this? Like, do you have shows this weekend, or what? What?
No, I don't have anything booked now going forward.
Oh, you don't?
I had a bunch of stuff for like a couple months, and then this was the last thing I was kind of preparing for, and I'll be honest, I'm stuck in like I need to take a break, but then I'm like, well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're moving forward.
Yeah, you
so-
got momentum. Yeah, you got to keep going. Yeah.
I've been talking to some people. Supposed to play at Concord Craft, which is also in Concord.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And I do want to, I do want to like shift gears a little and try to find people to play with, and
Yeah.
there's a lot to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. Yeah. How do you feel about that part of it? I mean, are you intimidated by it, or because some musicians actually kind of embrace all of it. Some musicians are just like, I just want to play. I want somebody else to do all the other stuff. I mean, how do you feel about it?
I want to do it all.
Yeah.
To be honest, I want to sing, like mostly.
Yeah.
I play guitar because it like, so I can play out.
Yeah.
So I'm forcing myself sort of to.
But in an ideal situation, you'd like to be in a band and not have to worry about the guitar.
Eventually,
focus on vocals. Yeah.
I would love to sing. I sang with a friend of mine. Their band is called J Street Extension. They're up in Northfield area.
Yeah.
And they asked me to sing with them a couple months back, and it was mind blowing. I loved it.
Yeah.
I had to learn all these songs that I didn't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like Bonnie Raitt and
a
little Tom Petty, and I had so much fun though.
Yeah.
That was also like, okay, this is it.
Oh,
I
that's
gotta
cool.
do it.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, I'm sure you'll get more bookings too after this show. You get the Matt Connarton Unleashed bump, you know. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I'm sure you've heard about it.
Yeah.
And then so now what about recording? So have you also started looking into where you're going to do that or who you're going to work with, or is that kind of on the back burner?
That will be a working on going forward, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn a little bit. I bought a microphone. Was it like an H4 little Zoom recorder?
Yeah.
That I can record some of my own stuff and do stuff on Instagram and things.
Yeah.
Recording studio. I have to meet people. I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am all ears.
There's a lot of options. Yeah. I think the name that comes up the most often on this show is Eric Sauter from Blackheart. Like
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of him, if you've heard his name around, but he a lot of the guests that we've had on the show have recorded with him, and he's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah. And he's been on the show too, and fascinating to talk to, but he's so talented.
That's cool.
Yeah. So somebody you might want to keep in mind. But you've got a lot of options. And, and we live in a time too where, like when I was growing up, I'm old enough to remember when it was like, you had to find a studio and pay somebody incredible amounts of money to record in their $1 million studio. And if you didn't have the money, well, you were SOL, or maybe you just record something on a little Tascam 4-track, a demo or something. But now it's like, you've got so many options, it's technology is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, that part's intimidating, to be honest.
Yeah.
I look at all the stuff and I'm like,
Yeah. No doubt.
It is. I just want to play the music.
Yeah.
Let someone else do that.
Yeah. No, I can understand that. You want to play one more?
Yeah. I can
Okay.
play one more.
All right. If you're just joining us, Rachel Moline is here with us live in studio.
This song is for my buddy Andy that lives in Colorado.
Okay.
I think he's listening in.
Oh, excellent.
This
Hi, Andy.
This is a song by the Bodines.
Okay.
Everybody Free. That's kind of where my heart's at right now, too, and I think a lot of people's hearts are at. Just everybody wants to love and live how they want to live.
Yep. Agreed.
Sorry, I need to take a second.
Yeah, no worries.
Everybody wants to live how they want to live. Everybody wants to love how they want to love. Everybody wants to be closer to free. Everybody wants to touch a little bit. Everybody wants to love. Sorry. Everybody wants to live how they want to live. Everybody wants to love how they want to love. Everybody wants to be closer to free. Everybody wants respect, just a little bit. Everybody needs a chance once in a while. Everybody wants to be closer to free. Everybody one, everybody two, everybody free. Everybody needs a touch, now and then. Everybody needs a good friend. Everybody wants to be closer to free. Everybody one, everybody two, everybody free. Everybody wants to live how they want to live. Everybody wants to love how they want to love. Everybody wants to be closer to free. Closer closer to free. Closer to
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Rachel Moline here with us, live in studio, sounding great. Rachel, what should people know about where to find you online to keep up with everything that you're doing? Because you got a lot in your future, I think.
Thank you. I'm on Facebook. Rachel Moline, Moline. I have an Instagram. It's at Ray Moline, Raemoline. Soon there will be music going up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right now, I tend to post a lot of other musicians because I think they're better than I am. Yeah, those two.
Okay.
I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
And every first Wednesday of the month at
Bank
of New Hampshire stage in Concord. If there's any fiddlers out there, meet me there.
There you go. There you go. That is awesome. Well, Rachel, thank you so much. This has been wonderful.
Thank
you. We'll definitely do it again in the future. And especially, too, when you got some studio stuff, too, we'd love to play it. You know,
all right.
We like to do the world radio premiere. So you'll get to hear the bumper when you listen back to this later.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Rachel Moline, thank you so much. And if you are listening live on Saturday morning, we got plenty of more show to come. And I think I'm going to give this a spin. We did a world premiere for this recently on the show. This is Cosmic Blossom, and a great track. This is called Take Your Time.
I'm gonna spend my days walking through the sun. 'Cause your love sucks, but you can still have fun. I've got folks coming around calling me a jerk. Oh, 'cause lately I don't feel like doing no work. You gotta explain something to me, 'cause I don't understand. Why all my precious time has to go back to the man? I might have found myself a little simple joy. Getting out playing tunes, being unemployed. Oh boy. Just take your time now, man. 'Cause there ain't no need to rush, get there. Give 'em something sweet, Jimmy boy. 'Cause you know I'm gonna tell them. Bring it on home, Friday. I'm gonna spend my nights right here in the groove. 'Cause yeah, I sure do love the way that you move. I'm thinking that you're gonna find a sweet, simple dude. All I care about is getting you all in the mood. And I know my little soul, it ain't gonna stand a chance, no it don't. If I don't get the nerve to ask you all to dance, just don't go catching fears or the little gypsy boy. No, no, he's getting high and playing tunes, being unemployed. Oh boy. Just take your time, man. just can't forget all the places where we've been. And I just can't erase all the things that we have seen. Now I lie awake 'cause I see you in my dreams. Oh, please, Maxine, set me free. future is a broken promise. The warning signs are all around us. We tell ourselves a lie that there is time to change, time to save. But we would rather live in madness, the light of hope consumed by blackness, and blind to what it takes to pull us from the edge, from the end. When Mother Earth is asked her question, will we remember how to answer? Or will we be the stewards of a broken world? The harvest of the dying garden, compelled to finish what we started. So set the world on fire and watch it burn. They're killing over ancient borders. We're soaking chaos and disorder, unable to find strength enough to break the wheel, strength to heal, refusing all cooperation, promoting constant confrontation, and any chance we might have had to light the way.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill.
For everyone, let's raise a slice on high with toppings all around. It's a pizza party, oh my.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill, 712 Valley Street, Manchester. Come on in or call 622-1021. Luigi, keeping the tradition alive since 1975.
Pizza for everyone, come join the feast tonight. With each slice and topping, everything feels so right.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig & Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig & Getsoulis is here when you need us most. Visit CraigGetZoulis.com for a free consultation. Craig & Getsoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at QueenCityCabinetryNH.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH. Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You wanna know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNH-LP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed resonance. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder. WMNH, rip the knob off.
you're telling me ain't reality. All I see right through, and I don't know what to do. It's hurting me that it's hurting you. It can make you feel so cold, so isolated, like you're all alone, no one to turn to. So you're lying in the gutter, they sit up on their thrones while we're pit against each other. Now the rhetoric has caused the spread of it. You don't agree, so now you are the heretic. And if you don't commit, you know they'll throw a fit. So much hatred, it makes you sick. Preachers preach unto the meek, who believe every word they speak. Draped with veils across their heads, the fools go out to count their dead. They're tricked into a world of peace, while guns keep blazing in the streets. 100 districts in lockdown, with children scattered on the ground. Father lost his only brother, daughter taken from her mother. Crimes of hate and false convictions, coupled with grave elections, have us at each other's throats for a difference in our votes. The cover-ups we digest is put acceptance to the test. Now it's time we must unite. Together we could win the fight. So get up off your hateful ass, because divided we fall and together we stand. I see right through, and I know it's not the truth. What you're telling me ain't reality. I see right through, and I don't know what to do. It's hurting me, that it's hurting you. I see right through, and I know it's not the truth. What you're telling me ain't reality. I see right through, and I don't know what to do. It's hurting me, that it's hurting you.
The gun violence archive reported over 600 American mass shootings in the year 2023 alone, with over 43,000 gun-related deaths. There is no time for debate. The time for love is now. The time for hate is never.
You are listening to WMNH 95.3.
World premiere.
They say the winds of change appear
Oh, that is so good. That is called Sunrise, and that is the brand new track from Soda, which is spelled Sotah. And if you happen to be watching live, if you're watching the video on Saturday morning, you can see I've even got my Soda shirt on because those guys are going to be in today in the third hour, and I cannot wait. And if you've seen some of the social media activity, well, let's just say if you haven't watched the video yet, you want to watch the video. The video for the song Sunrise, it just dropped last night, I think, and then it's up now. You can find it on YouTube and, of course, all on all their social media. But it's so cool, and I cannot wait for these guys to come in today in the third hour. They've been on the show before, or at least Casey has. Casey Darren from Soda has been on the show, actually, I think a few times now. But so talented. Love that song. Jenny was commenting in the chat room because we also played it to open the show today that she woke up with it stuck in her head this morning because it's so catchy. Such a great track. So really looking forward to that. So if you are listening live on Saturday, make sure you stick around. We have, of course, we are well into hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connarton Unleashed. And thank you again, of course, to Rachel Moline for joining us during the first hour today. She's just starting out in her career, but I think she's got a lot of great stuff ahead of her. Very talented. So welcome, everybody. By the way, Jenny is not with me this week, but if you want to keep up with everything Jenny is doing, she's been very, very busy. I'll give her website a plug, jencoffee.com. And follow her on social media. She's up to a lot of great stuff. Very proud of her. Of course, today is a Saturday, June 14, 2025. Hey, I want to share a quick story with you all. And I don't know, some of you might be amused by this. So I made a purchase on eBay recently, and nothing too exciting. I just bought a computer. I needed another computer for our home studio because in addition to doing this show here every week at WMNH and this beautiful studio that we have here at 95.3 FM. Love it here. But we also have a podcasting studio that I have at home. And obviously there's, you need computers for that. And Jenny did a wonderful job. A lot of the wonderful things that people bring us, guests, they come in, they bring us t-shirts and stickers and all kinds of stuff, or even vinyl records. And Jenny decorated the studio with all that stuff. I should take some pictures of it. But, to support all the great guests that we have on the show. Especially the ones who bring us stuff. We like that. We like when you bring us things. You're not required to, and we don't expect it, but it's always really cool when people do that. So anyway, so we have the podcasting studio at home, and I do a couple of, in fact, today, if you're listening live on Saturday, this afternoon, Eric Pilcher and I are going to be doing episode 7 of Tough Bumps, our wrestling podcast. I know Melanie La Liberté in the great state of Vermont, huge fan. That's a little inside joke. But anyway, so that we'll be doing that today. But I needed a new computer. I needed something with a faster processor to do all the things that we want to do with the podcast. And that's just one of the ones that we do from the home studio. So that has no affiliation or connection to WMNH. That's completely separate. But it streams online. If you follow me on social media, you'll see all this stuff. But I needed something with a faster processor. So I ordered something. I ordered a refurb on eBay, a refurbished computer. And, some of these places that you order these computers from, you can input whatever specs you want. So if you need a certain processing speed, a certain amount of RAM, memory, so forth, you can put in all the specifics that you need. And, of course, the more of any one thing, any one specification that you add, the more expensive the computer becomes. But I found a really good deal on something, on a refurbished. I mean, if I'd bought it new, this same computer with the same specs would have cost me hundreds of dollars. I got this one really cheap. But and the seller I bought it from, they sell a lot of computers and they have a very high, they have a great approval rating. Not approval rating. Sorry, I'm thinking about politics. That relates to another podcast that I do, which I'm not going to talk about here on WMNH, but we'll leave that aside. But that's why the term approval rating was in my brain. What I meant to say is feedback. Because on eBay, you leave sellers feedback, or if you're a seller, buyers leave you feedback, etc. That's what I meant to say, feedback, not approval rating. But the seller had a great feedback rating and whatnot. So I went ahead and I made this purchase and bought this computer. And so I got it, very fast shipping, and I was pleased with that. Got it hooked up and everything. Seems like it's going to do everything that I need it to do for the podcast. It seems like it's fast enough. Everything's good. Only one problem. Now, this is a weird problem. So with the keyboard that came with the computer, I cannot type a letter T, a capital T, I should say, by holding down the shift key and pressing T. I know if this is boring, just hang with me. This is going somewhere absurd, and hopefully you'll feel that the story has a good payoff, or at least an interesting twist to it. So I can't type a capital T on the keyboard that came with the computer unless I hit caps lock and then hit the T key and then undo the caps lock and then go back to typing in lowercase. You know, every other key on the keyboard, if I hold down shift and push that letter, it makes a capital letter. That's how you do it when you type. But not with the T. For some reason, if I hold down shift and press T, it doesn't even make a lowercase t. It doesn't make any T at all. If I don't hold down shift, it will make a lowercase t. So the key T works. The T key, rather. I said key T. The T key works. I believe I'm suffering from adult onset dyslexia. But anyway, but I can't make a capital T using the shift key. So I messaged the seller, right? This is where it gets bizarre. I messaged the seller. I said, computer works okay so far, but there was a weird glitch with the keyboard that came with it. I am unable to type a capital T using the shift keys. The only way to do it is by turning on the caps lock. So far, the T is the only key that is an issue, but I just started using it. This is the response I got from the seller. Check this out. I'm reading this to you verbatim. Thank you for reaching out to us. We apologize for the inconvenience caused. Please be informed that the caps lock key is used to make capital letters. The shift is more other tasks and is not used to capitalize letters. Let us know if you require further assistance. Let me read that one more time in case you missed any of that, just part of it. Please be informed the caps lock key is used to make capital letters. The shift is more other tasks and is not used to capitalize letters. Now, look, anyone who knows me at all knows that I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice person. I'm patient. I'm polite, probably too polite sometimes, polite to a fault. I'm a very diplomatic person. And when I'm corresponding with someone, whether I'm speaking with someone or I'm corresponding on the internet, I keep things very polite. And, because people often get angry and get too angry too quickly and so forth. That's not me, I'm assertive. I will assert myself, but I'm not somebody who gets mad and just starts typing angry things. I'm not that guy. I never have been. But I was mad when I read that. I was legitimately angry because it's like, I'm thinking, okay, if you're going to BS me because you don't want to solve the problem, just tell me. I'd rather you just write back and say, we're not going to solve this for you. Fine. I'd rather you just tell me that. I'm perfectly capable of leaving you negative feedback on eBay and then just going and buying a keyboard because a keyboard is cheap. I mean, oh my God, I'd probably pick up a keyboard at Walmart for like $10, $15. I mean, they're that cheap. I can just go buy a keyboard. So if you're not interested in helping me, don't BS me. Just tell me. No, we're not going to solve this for you. Fine. I'll leave you negative feedback. I'll go buy a keyboard, go about my life. But no, they give me this nonsense. So I wrote back, and again, I was angry. I wrote back in all caps. I wrote wrong. And then I wrote, anyone who has ever typed anything knows that you hold down the shift key when you want to capitalize something. This keyboard does that also, by the way, except when trying to make a capital T. Don't try to BS me like I'm an idiot. Because I was mad. Because that's like the one thing I don't take from anybody. Again, I'm very chill. I'm very laid back. I'm an easygoing person. Anyone who knows me personally will tell you I'm very easy to get along with. But the one thing I don't tolerate from anyone is when they try to talk to me like I'm stupid. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid. I'm not an idiot. I know how to type. I know that you hold down the shift key when you want to make a capital letter. And even if I were an idiot, I would still know that because, as I said in my message, anyone who has ever typed anything ever in their life knows that's how you type. I could not believe you don't use, please be advised, you don't use the shift key for that. That's for other things. I could not believe that. I was astonished and I was mad. I was mad. So then I got back. Apparently, maybe in some instances it is good to just go ahead and get angry, because the response that I got was, apologies for the inconvenience. Please be informed that we have initiated the process and will be sending you a replacement keyboard. Please let us know how you would like to proceed. And I said, thank you. Yes, please send the replacement keyboard. So apparently they are now sending me a replacement keyboard. But I couldn't believe that. Like, no, you don't use the shift key for that. Now the only thing I do wonder about is it possible that an actual human didn't write that? Is it possible that it's AI and that was an AI generated response? But if that's the case, I don't know if that's better or worse than if an actual human being sat there and actually tried to tell me that you don't use the shift key to capitalize letters. I don't know what's worse. I don't know what's more concerning. But anyway, so that was my eBay saga. So got a refurbished computer. By the way, just another quick plug. I think we're doing Tough Bumps today at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Check it out online if you're a wrestling fan. If you're not a wrestling fan, it's probably not for you. Anyway, moving on, there was some music industry news. Couple of people passed away we should acknowledge, and this is from the AP. Two people, and I think we mentioned this last night on Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. But this is from the AP. Music revolutionaries Sly Stone and Brian Wilson leave life's stage nearly simultaneously. They both just passed away this week. I'm not going to read this whole article to you, but both were musical geniuses who paid a high price for their gifts. They burned bright with art they created at their peaks and became more moving and meaningful with time, only to see their creative lights extinguished suddenly through mental health and addiction issues. Both were 82 when they died, Stone on Monday and Wilson on Wednesday. By the way, I don't know if I should well, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Is anyone, maybe AI wrote this article. I don't want to distract from the fact that we just lost two musical revolutionaries, as is mentioned in the AP title, but does anyone notice anything odd about that paragraph? Let me read that again. Both were musical geniuses who paid a high price for their gifts. They burned bright with an art they created at their peaks and became more moving and meaningful with time, only to see their creative gifts extinguished suddenly through mental health and addiction issues. Both were 82 when they died. Okay, never mind. I think I misunderstood that paragraph. So the way it was written, I kind of took it as the author of the article saying that that mental health and addiction issues caused them to pass away, when in fact, they were both 82 years old, and but so I think it was old age, but no, I realize now. I mean, I don't think it's as artfully written as it could have been, because it did cause me to misunderstand it a little bit the first time I read it. But no, I understand. Then I'm not going to read the whole thing. There's people in the article being quoted talking about how strange a coincidence it is that they both died the same week, which is odd. I don't know why it's a strange coincidence, but anyway, a couple things about each of them. So there's a section here. Brian Wilson captured the California sound. With his late brothers Carl and Dennis, Beach Boys co-founder Wilson was the architect of the California sound that captured surfing and sun, beaches and girls. Yet for all the fun, there was something much deeper and darker in Brian's abilities as a composer. It was more than disposable music for teenagers. He had an unparalleled melodic sense, hearing sounds in his mind that others couldn't. He could worm his way into your head and then break your heart with songs like In My Room and God Only Knows. The tour de force, Good Vibrations. Had anyone ever heard of the theremin before he employed its unearthly wail, is a symphony of both complex, that is both complex and easily accessible. And it goes on to talk about his career. Brian Wilson is a very interesting guy. Now, I'm not the biggest Beach Boys fan, but certainly a ton of respect for them. But I have a memory of my dad and I watched I don't know if he'll remember it. This was a long time ago. I was either still living at home or at the time, or I might have moved out and was visiting. But I remember we ended up watching, because it wasn't something we planned. It was kind of a spontaneous thing, but we watched a documentary, and I don't even recall. I don't remember the name of it. Again, it was a long time ago, and I don't even remember for sure if it was specifically about Brian Wilson, if he was the main focus, or if it was a Beach Boys documentary that just had a lot of Brian Wilson in it, because obviously it would, right? Because he was such a key component of the Beach Boys. But Brian Wilson was a really interesting guy, but he did have a lot of mental health struggles, and a lot of people took advantage of him, frankly. And but one of the interesting things about him was he was such a musical genius that he kind of took his own talent for granted in some ways. This specifically stands out in my mind. A family member of his, might have been his daughter or somebody, was at his home, and he spontaneously sits at a piano and he writes something, and it's really, really good. And it so impresses the person who was there at his house, hearing him compose this incredible song, who then said to him, "You've got to write that down." Or like he creates this song, and then he basically says, it was getting late. He said, "Well, I got enough of that. I got to turn in. I got to go to bed." And then whoever it was who was there with him says, "You've got to write that down or record that or something. Aren't you going to document what you just did? That's incredible. You have to save that." And he just kind of shrugged and said, "Nah, there'll be another one tomorrow that's just as good." And he just goes to bed. But that's how good he was. He could afford to even just take it for granted, because he had an idea that was so impressive to this person who's in the room with him, and it didn't even matter to him, because he was just like, "Well, there'll be another incredible idea tomorrow. What's the matter? Why is it even important?" That's how good he was. We should also talk about Sly Stone, of course. There's a part here. I'll just read part of this. Stone's skills came in creating a musical world that others only dreamed of at the time. The family Stone was an integrated world, black and white men and women, and the music they created was a potent mixture of rock, soul, and funk. If it made you move, it made you think. For a period of time from 67 to 73, their music was inescapable. Dance to the music, Everybody is a Star Higher, Hot Fun in the Summertime, Sing a Simple Song, Family Affair, Thank You. Their performance at Woodstock was a milestone. And it goes on to talk about that. He also suffered a period of drug abuse and so forth, which so many creative people do. And there's a part here about, their legacy and whatnot. I don't want to get into all of it, because obviously you can read this for yourself online, and there are many great tributes, and especially for Brian Wilson, I've seen a lot today, just as I was preparing for the show, a lot online, and for Sly Stone as well. But you can read more about that. There's plenty of content on YouTube you can check out talking about their respective legacies. But yeah, so we did lose two greats this week, and wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that, Sly Stone and Brian Wilson. Let's see. There was also some interesting musical news this week. And this is something I wanted to talk about. We won't spend much time on it, but this is an article that just went up on Billboard yesterday. Obviously this show, we talk about creativity. We talk to musicians and other people in the music industry. We love talking to creative people. I love interviewing creative people. But a subject that also seems to come up a lot on the show, not intentionally, but it just kind of works its way in, is mental health. And we talk a lot about how music affects our mental health in a positive way, how people dealing with mental health issues, whether it's depression or maybe trauma, all kinds of things, how people use and create art as a form of therapy, in a sense, to deal with their issues. And so, no surprise that a lot of creative people suffer from mental health issues of their own. There's a lot of depression. There's all kinds of things, anxiety and so forth. I got to take a gulp of my water here. My allergies have been terrible lately. But I thought this was interesting. Spotify gets a lot of negativity in the music industry because they pay artists so little. But this I thought was a positive thing, so I wanted to highlight it. Again, this is from Billboard. Spotify partners with Backline to launch new global mental health resource hub. Supporting creators' well-being is essential to sustaining a vibrant music ecosystem, says Spotify's head of social impact, Lauren Siegel-Wergaft. So let's look at this briefly. Excuse me. It says Spotify has partnered with industry mental health nonprofit Backline, who I will confess, I'm not familiar with. I want to learn more about Backline, to launch a global hub of mental health resources as part of their nascent iHeart and Soul initiative, which I think we might have talked about on the show before, their Heart and Soul initiative. Officially dubbed Heart and Soul Mental Health for Creators, the new partnership sees Backline and Spotify joining forces to launch their global mental health resource hub, which aims to serve as a comprehensive support platform for industry professionals around the world. While Spotify first launched its Heart and Soul initiative in 2018 as a way of providing support and deepening understanding of emotional well-being amongst its employees, Backline first emerged in 2019 to connect industry professionals and their family with mental health and wellness resources. Now, just in time, in a sense, right? Right before the onset of the pandemic. I'm going to mute my mic for a second. Sorry about that. The new partnership sees Backline now expanding their services beyond U.S. borders for the first time, serving as a response to the growing mental health crisis that affects industry workers, be it artists, touring crew, and industry professionals of all levels and locations. Hillary Gleason, who is Backline's executive director and co-founder, said in a statement, quote, Backline is honored to serve as a steward of Spotify's investment into the creative community. Bringing our work to scale is a meaningful way to uplift the well-being of artists all around the world. This collaboration is taking these invaluable mental health and wellness resources beyond borders. Music knows no bounds, and now people who make music happen have access to care and compassionate community. Our work together will help ensure that artists have the resources, support, and stability they need to thrive both personally and professionally, unquote. The new initiative will see Backlines expanding their resources worldwide, including an international multilingual database of trusted music industry and mental health support resources and crisis lines from around the world, an email concierge service that provides one-on-one support to aid individuals in navigating care options and mental health systems in their countries, and access to their free digital guide, Mind and Music, a mental health guide for the music industry. Additionally, support for songwriters and access to wellness events are included as a free therapy access for ambassadors of Spotify's Equal Glow and Radar programs. So they have other programs that are attached to this that also involve mental health. So this article goes on. It gets pretty detailed, but it just, I wanted to touch on that briefly because, again, I think that that's something positive. And Spotify gets a lot of negativity in the music industry, and I'm not saying it's not well earned in some ways, right? But I'm not saying anything I'm not really making any judgments about that. I just wanted to highlight something positive about that. So we might hit one other music industry story, and then if you are listening live on Saturday morning, coming up in the third hour, we have Soda, and that's going to be very interesting. Of course, we've been spinning their brand new track, Sunrise, which is really, really good. The other thing is, so something, unfortunately, a little more negative, but we've talked on the show over the past couple of years about ticketing and regulation, and we talk about Live Nation and price gouging and their, all the things that go on in the music industry, some of the darker side of it. And I saw this pop up on digitalmusicnews.com, which is a great website, a great music industry website, if you're interested in these issues. This just went up yesterday. More ticketing regulatory scrutiny. Secondary platforms' shady reseller connections reemerge in BBC investigation. So this is something that's happening more across the pond, but these things can always have an effect globally. If you don't know, and we've talked about it quite a bit, there was one segment where we kind of went in depth on this. what is a secondary reseller market? Kind of funny because I was talking about eBay earlier, completely unrelated, but because obviously if you purchase something on eBay, it's a secondary market of sorts, a different kind. But when you're purchasing tickets on a secondary market, so you're not buying them necessarily from Live Nation or Ticketmaster, same company. But you might be buying, say, for example, you go to Live Nation and something is sold out. You want to go to a show and it's sold out, but you might find tickets to that show available from a secondary reseller, which means another service that seems to have some of these tickets for a considerably higher price. So, in other words, everyone's heard of scalping. So you might have a secondary service that bought in bulk some of these tickets when they first went on sale. So instead of the consumer having access to those tickets, this reseller bought them, and now this reseller is selling them at a hefty profit. If that sounds shady and sketchy, I don't know that I necessarily have a moral or ethical objection from a capitalism standpoint, but I understand why people don't like it and why people think it's shady and sketchy. And what makes it even more shady and sketchy, if you feel that way about it, which you certainly have a right to, is that sometimes these secondary resellers are actually operated by Live Nation. In other words, Live Nation went and bought up some of these secondary resellers. So you might, if Live Nation has tickets on sale for a show and they give the secondary, quote unquote, secondary reseller that's actually a subsidiary of Live Nation some of those tickets, that doesn't feel very good to the consumer, does it? Now that maybe you didn't know that before and now you're learning that for the first time and you're saying, wait a minute, I think I'm really getting screwed here. So we're not going to have time to go into the full article because our guests are here for the third hour and I'm really excited to get them in here. But if you want to check this out, it is up on digitalmusicnews.com because this is boiling up again, and the BBC is investigating this over in the UK. Obviously, the BBC, if you're not familiar, British Broadcasting Company or corporation. So the media is looking into it. This is not a regulatory arm of the government that's looking into this over there. But there's a lot that people don't realize about this and how it really works. And if you want to check it out, digitalmusicnews.com, you might learn something and you might be horrified by some of the things you learn about how this really works. But, the music industry, I mean, there's a lot of, there's some bad actors, shall we say, in the music industry. Well, let's put it that way. So you got to buyer beware. Okay, what we're going to do is I think we're going to play a track from, this is a great band that we had on the show recently from Australia, Killing Flaw. Great song called Friends. And this was their newest song. We did the American radio premiere of this a few weeks ago. I love this track. I love it so much. I'm going to give this a spin, and we're going to get our guests in. If you are listening live on Saturday morning, Soda is about to join us, and you don't want to miss this. But in the meantime, check this out. This is Killing Flaw. That's the name of the band. Great band from Australia. And this is called Friends.
没想过离开，放下你的存在，一切发生太快，就让这份爱下辈子重来。剩下无奈，事到如今我还不能释怀。When I close my eyes, you're always by my side. Always by my side, used to always sleep by my side. 上午暖暖让日子你我心里离不开，走出心脏才把突然再次画个动念脉，迷茫有多精彩 ，But I 不相信爱 ，Yeah I'm gonna find my way, still feel like shit today. I'm burning, I'm reaching, I'm feeling alive. Digging deeper, in a maze, and I don't know if I can get out of here. Looking for what I can say, 'cause I've created these walls around myself. The actions of consequence, consequences, baby. I'm burning, I'm raging, I'm seeing the lies, living behind. I'm feeling alive. I'm reaching, I'm seeing the lights, leaving behind. I'm feeling alive. I'm burning, I'm raging, I'm seeing the lights, living behind. I'm feeling alive.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill.
For everyone, let's raise a slice on high with toppings all around. It's a pizza party, oh my.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill, 712 Valley Street, Manchester. Come on in or call 622-1021. Luigi, keeping the tradition alive since 1975.
Pizza for everyone, come join the feast tonight. With each slice and topping, everything feels so right.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig and Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig and Getzoulis is here when you need us most. Visit CraigGetzoulis.com for a free consultation. Craig and Getzoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at QueenCityCabinetryNH.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH. Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Grolan Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Grolan handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Grolan.com or call Grolan Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Grolan Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You wanna know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNH-LP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed resonance. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
You are listening to WMNH 95.3.
World premiere.
They say the winds of change Sometimes it's hard to find your own peace of mind. I lie awake and think of you and all the selfish things I do. I just can't understand how to make amends. When will the sunrise, sunrise? Out in the moonlight, moonlight. So sick of the night, the night. Bring on the sunlight, was on my sleeve. I know you watched it bleed, hemorrhaging in my hands. But still my love will stand. No matter how much pain you feel, don't ever doubt that you are real. You're not the only one who's still searching for the sun. When will the sunrise, sunrise? Out in the moonlight, moonlight. So sick of the night, the night. Bring on the sunlight, sunlight. When will the sunrise, sunrise? Out in the moonlight, moonlight. So sick of the night, the night. Bring on the sunlight,
Oh, that is so good. Brand new from Soda. The band is it's spelled SOTAH, and that is called Sunrise. World radio premiere today on Matt Connarton Unleashed as we have entered hour number 3, Numero Trace. If I sound a little nervous, I apologize in advance, but well, it'll all make sense in a moment. But let me get these mics up here. I'm not often. Well, let me get the camera on too on Casey Darren here, because you look a little bit different than the last time I saw you, and you appear to have gone through some sort of transition, shall we say, if I can use that term. Oh, wait a second. I can't. Oh, I see why. I apologize. Please don't bite me. Don't bite my neck. There we go.
You're really tempting me.
Oh,
here. I've got to say, I've got to be honest here. Yes.
This is legitimately terrifying.
You can hear me now out in the space waves.
Oh, we can hear you. There's no need to do anything rash.
Well, yes. Since the last time that I was here in the studio, you see, I did go through some major changes. The whole band did.
Oh, really?
Yes. You know, we were in the studio for months on end up in rural Maine.
Yes.
And very few people know this, but in Maine, there's actually a large community of vampires. We got to meet them. We got to go into their camp. And after a few days in Maine, we actually became vampires, you see. We got bitten, and we are now undead. And this is something that we kind of have to live with now.
I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and introduce your partner in crime.
Yes,
there,
yes. He's never been here before, but
Yeah.
this is my younger brother, Killian. He's got a very good vampire name, Count Killian over here.
That is a good vampire name. Yeah, go ahead, Killian.
Yeah, the thing is, the rest of the band, we're all fine. He's the only one choosing to dress up this way, and
That's not true. When you turn into a vampire, this is what happens.
it's not his dress is the only thing. He's been acting different.
Uh-huh.
Last night he had a garlic knot and he was crying in the bathroom for like
Oh.
an hour.
Well, I can see how that would be upsetting, in a sense. Wow. Okay, so you have also, Killian, you are also a vampire now?
Yes.
Because you are kind of pale. I'm usually the most pale person in the room, but you do have very light skin, sir.
That's probably just the Irish blood in him.
Oh, okay. I see. Wow. Well, is it still Irish blood? I mean, he's a vampire now.
Well,
how does that work?
You know, we're many different types of blood in us.
Well, I can imagine. Yes.
Just the nature of being a vampire. We do partake in the delicious offerings of blood. So yes, he's got a little Irish blood in him. He met a man named Patrick O'Hannigan last week, and that's where that comes from. So
I see. Now that makes sense. What is it about Maine? Should people not go to Maine? You know, we've had guests here on the show who are musicians from the state of Maine, and now I'm concerned I may have put myself and Jenny in danger. Could they have been vampires and we didn't know it? Is the entire state of Maine vampires? I mean, what's the situation?
Well, no, it's very locked up. It's a locked up community. We actually happened to just stumble upon it, being up in the studio.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that kind of happened. Not many people know about it, but we stumbled upon it, and now here we are today. So you don't have to worry.
Okay.
But, if you do smell something a little funky, just don't walk towards it, because that's what Killian did, and now look at us now.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So it's Killian's fault.
I would say.
Yes. Okay. Any misconceptions? I mean, you guys are out in the daylight to come here. I mean, how does that work?
Well, we were packaged in a cardboard box on the way here.
I see.
We were driven in. We've been up since 8 o'clock last night.
Oh my!
So we are giving you some extra daylight hours today. Being here, we are very tired. We are, it has been difficult, but we are here and we are happy to be here.
And I assume you wear SPF 100 sunscreen in these situations.
In a situation like this, yes, it was a little nerve-wracking coming into the studio.
Yes.
Being transported out of the cardboard box and into the studio was a little nerve-wracking. So, yes, we did lather up this morning. That is true.
Okay. No, that makes sense. We want you to be healthy. Now, so how does this relate? Like, did the song and the video come about? I mean, obviously, the video came about post-transformation. What about the song, Sunrise?
I wrote the song Sunrise about 3 years ago.
Oh.
It is a song about just, being in darkness and wanting to find the light, and really wishing that you weren't always in darkness. Something about vampires is that we live much of our life in darkness.
Yes.
I think many people, vampire or not, live their life with some darkness in their life.
Yes.
And I think that the message of the song, it was just me trying to express that I wanted to find the light, and I knew that there was some light deep within me.
Yes.
But yes, it was written pre-vampire transformation, and I found that the transformation into vampire just worked very well.
Oh, good.
It did. It matched the message of the song very well.
Well, that's good. Very convenient.
I would say.
Yes. Jenny was saying in the chat room she woke up with the song in her head this morning because it's very, very catchy.
We did try to make it a little hypnotic. That is true.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I understand that. Yes. I was tapping along. You probably saw. I couldn't help it.
That could have been just because I was looking at you.
Well, that might be
that I can do.
That might be as well. And I have to say, I'm a little anxious. I mean, you tell me I'm not in any danger, but I've never had a vampire on the show before. Or vampires.
If we get hungry, Killian will be the first to dive in. So I will try to hold him back. Killian is feisty.
I appreciate that. Yes. Now, Killian, what's your role on the track or in the band?
I play bass and backup vocals.
Okay. Very good. Now, are you a permanent member of Soda?
I am a permanent member.
Excellent. Okay. So, because I know this is your first time on the show with us, but obviously, we've been playing your music for a few years. Casey's been on, pre-vampiric era, has been on the show a bunch of times. But so it's great to finally meet you.
Thank you.
I mean, I hope you don't, bite my neck, but it's wonderful to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes. And the whole band is vampires now?
We've all turned into vampires. The other two, they were too afraid to come out in the daylight. I had to convince my younger brother to be here, and he is happy to be here. I have to say, he's a wonderful bass player. As you see in the music video, he actually learned how to play the upright bass.
Yes.
He is phenomenal. He's a great musician, and it is an honor to have him in the band. He's been in the band from the very beginning. And
yes.
This Sunrise is actually the first track that he recorded bass on, which is it's very cool. If you listen to the bass lines, he did a very good job.
Oh yeah,
recording his lines.
Oh, I noticed. Yeah, I'm a bass player myself, so I noticed that. So in the video, you're playing an upright bass. Is that do you actually play an upright bass?
In high school, I played in orchestra, so I played a little bit of upright, but it's not my main.
Yeah,
thing, but yeah.
I've always been kind of fascinated by it. I've never even attempted to play an upright bass, but it looks awkward. It looks very awkward to me. Yeah, like take some time to learn them. I'm sure. Very cool. Now, is this track part of an album, or is it just a single, or what's?
It is a standalone single. We do have more tracks coming. But they are also different in nature that we didn't think that they fit together in a cohesive EP or LP format. So
yes.
This is a standalone single.
Okay. Very good. Now, what else? What are you? Oh no! Do vampires get sick? How does that work?
It is not sickness. It is.
Is it allergies?
A little bit of blood in the back of my throat. This gravelly voice, it does great on my vocal cords.
Oh, I see. I didn't know if it was. There's a lot of pollen. I didn't know if vampires are susceptible to allergies.
No, sir. It is this. This is a side effect of having this new gravelly voice.
I see. Do vampires have allergies at all?
We can.
Okay.
We do. We are allergic to garlic. We are allergic to silver. We don't like silver.
No.
So if there is any silver jewelry in this room, please, we ask you to kindly take it off.
I can't wear jewelry. I'm allergic. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I actually.
Did you just say you are allergic to silver?
Yeah.
Is there something we do not know about you, Matt Connarton?
I can't. Well, I've never been able to wear silver jewelry. I am allergic to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I suspect that you might have some sort of vampiric lineage in your family somewhere down the line.
It's possible. I mean, I am quite pale.
Well, that could just be the other lineage, but we won't talk about that.
I mean, if you ever see me with a tan, it's fake.
You spray tan?
I rub some stuff in, make me a little less pale.
I was thinking about doing that, but I broke out, so I had to. I had to stop.
I can see where that would be. That would be a problem. Yes. So this just came out yesterday, correct?
Yes, yesterday on Friday the 13th.
Ah, how fortuitous.
It worked out perfectly, I must say.
Yes. And where did you shoot the video? I'm really curious about the video.
Killian, why don't you tell Matt Connarton where we shot the video?
We went to a castle in Windham, New Hampshire.
Okay.
We also went to a chapel, and then we filmed some of the dream sequence you'll see. We went to Hampton Beach.
Okay.
We got a lot of looks, definitely.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, yeah.
The Hampton Beachgoers do not take kindly to vampires. They are more of a Jersey Shore type of crowd, and they do not like the vampires.
What do you think it is? You think they're just afraid you're going to go into the water and bite them or something? Or what?
I think they're judgmental, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they are very judgmental to our kind, and
yes.
I do not appreciate it.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't appreciate that either. Wow. Okay. I mean, I have kind of a similar thing if I go to the beach and go into the water, but that's more just because I have body hair.
Oh,
so they're very judgmental. Let me
tell you about body hair. I might be part werewolf as well because I have got a thick coat of fur on my chest.
Well, that makes you a double threat.
I would say so, yes.
Wow. How about you, Killian? Are you also potentially a werewolf?
Not as far as I know. We didn't develop an accent.
Yeah.
When you get bit, you just turn into a vampire, but you don't actually have to talk. This is just something that he's taken too seriously.
Yeah. I don't think that is the case. I am a vampire. This is what vampires do. We all know that this is what happens when you get bitten.
Well, I think so. I feel like you're being a little judgmental of Killian, like because he's not embracing his new identity as you are.
This is not an identity. This is who I am. This is just what happened.
Right.
And I don't understand. He's over here and he's pretending like this is not something. This cloak, it just appeared on me one day. He says that I'm choosing to wear this. That is not true.
Yeah. Well, perhaps it'll disappear on him. I mean, perhaps it takes longer with some than with others to become fully vampiric, if that is a word. I think it is.
You gotta stop saying that I'm not. I'm sorry. You have to stop saying that I am not a vampire.
Oh, be careful there. I mean, people are going to start to wonder if you're really a vampire.
I am a vampire.
I understand.
I am a vampire, Matt.
I understand.
Don't get me angry.
I know. I could feel you reading my thoughts earlier. Vampires can do that. Yes.
And some of those we are not allowed to repeat on air.
Well, again, just very fearful. But no, I'll mind my P's and Q's. So let's see. So for those who don't know the band, where does the name come from? I know we've talked about it before, but for the uninitiated.
Yes, for these new SOTA listeners, our name comes from the story of the poison water.
Okay.
So back in old ancient times, if you were thought to have committed adultery against your significant other, you would go to the trial of poison water.
Yes.
And if you drank the poison water and you died, you were an adulterer.
Seems like a no-win situation.
Well, if you did drink the poison water and you survived, you were not an adulterer.
Oh, fair
Very
enough.
few survived.
Okay.
So there were a lot of these people that they dubbed Sota. Sota is a person who was an adulterer. And it was the trial of poison water. Sota is the trial of poison water.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
I see.
And I just guess that at the time when I made the band, it fell into place. We wrote the song Sota, and I had the phrase in my head. Maybe there was some vampiric quality in me back then as well, because I heard the phrase, poison the water, and I loved that phrase, so I wrote a song around that. And then I looked it up on Google. Yes, vampires do use Google, but back then I was not a vampire.
No.
But anyways,
Yeah.
beside the point. I looked it up on Google, poison the water. And then I saw Sota, and I said, Sota is a beautiful name.
Yes.
And I looked up on Spotify, and there was no Sota, so I said, that is our name.
Okay. Oh, very good. Very good. Have you done any kind of like, you mentioned you might have, like, maybe have some vampiric lineage. Have you done, like, 23andMe or anything like that?
I have not done 23andMe yet. Have you done that, Killian?
I've not.
Yeah.
I've looked on Ancestry, but...
No,
Where are we from? Where do we come from?
We come from Londonderry, New Hampshire. Certainly not Transylvania.
Are you sure?
Okay, just because I come from Londonderry does not mean that I don't talk like this. I am getting very irritated with my younger brother.
Yes. I can see that. I can see that. Well, I would have say, too, just because you're from Londonderry doesn't mean you couldn't have visited Maine and become a vampire.
Well, Killian has a lot of opinions. We'll leave it at that.
I mean, because if you think about it, if you're in New Hampshire, the odds of you of even visiting Maine are much higher than, say, if you were in Transylvania. If you were from Transylvania, you'd probably never go to Maine. So
that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I don't know. I think the people up in Maine that we met, I do think that they came from Transylvania, but in the olden times.
I see.
In olden times, and they do live in the shadows. They live in the woods. They live in the caves.
Yes.
I don't know why we ventured our way out there. I'd like to blame it on Killian.
Now, is your transformation or apotheosis? I'm not even sure what the right term for this is. So forgive me. Does this affect how you perform on stage?
Funny enough, no. When I sing, I sing completely normal. And when I talk on stage, this all goes away. And in fact, let me tell you so much that when I perform on stage, for some reason, the cloak disappears, and then I'm back into my plaid suits with my fun ties. I don't know what happens. It just seems to me that I only turn into a vampire at promotional appearances.
Okay.
So I do not quite understand what that is all about, but take that for what you will.
But that saves you time on wardrobe changes, right? Because if things disappear, you don't have to get into anything.
It makes for less confusion on stage for sure. I do not have to explain to the audience that no, we are not a ghost ripoff, we are not a ghost cover band, because it just disappears as I appear on stage.
Yes.
So it works out very well. It's only in appearances like this with you, Matt Connarton, that I turn into a vampire.
Wow.
I can't explain. I can't explain it.
I'm getting very. I think I'm having a panic attack. To be honest with you, maybe now's a good time to play a song. Do you want to play a song?
I would love to play you a song, and it's funny that you brought up the name of Sota because I think that would be a wonderful song for us to play for your audience today.
Oh, okay. Okay, wonderful. Let's see. So we've got that guitar plugged in. Let's see if I got a level on that.
Gotta get out that last bit of garlic in my throat.
Ooh, that sounds nice. The guitar sounds great. And Killian, do you sing also, or do you only play?
I do some background vocals in some of our songs.
Okay.
And I sing outside of it, but.
Oh, excellent. Well, I think this is. I think we're ready. Dying to hear you. I didn't mean to put it that way. I'm eager to hear
Real
you guys.
nice, Matt Cotton. I'm dying.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm not dying to. But
we're dying.
Right. No. Well, you're dead or you're undead.
We are undead.
I don't know.
yes.
I don't know how this works.
It's okay. Neither do I.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is new to you. Very good. So, guys, I'm anxious to hear you play live.
All right, we'll drop the voice and we will play you a song. This is a song called Sota by a band called Sota.
All right.
A web of lies can be hard to keep track of. You're in your head and you're spinning your fortune. It's not enough to know you've got them all tricked. You're tangled up and it makes them so sick. One misstep and you've lost your footing. And now you don't even know who you're hurting. It could be them, it could be you. What does your heart tell you to do? You poison the water, poison the water. But I'll be fine. You poison the water, poison the water. Yeah, I'll be fine. Hey, 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 hey. And I don't care what you've done to me. I'm just so mad you hurt my family. And I don't care if the love was true. I know I've done all I could do. Looking back, the water was clear. It all makes sense why you disappeared. And now it's turned, the deep is red, so red. La 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 la. You poison the water, but I'll be fine. You poison the water, poison the water. It was yours, not mine. You poison the water, poison the water. But I'll be fine. You poison the water, poison the water. It's yours, not mine. You poison the water again. You poison the water, my friend. Whoa, 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 whoa. You poison the water, poison the water, but I'll be fine. You poison the water, poison the water. Now you're not mine.
Sounding great. Soda is here with us live in studio, and great job, guys. That sounded amazing.
Thank you so much. Alive and undead at the same time.
Yes, I didn't even think of that as I was saying it. Forgive me if I seemed distracted. I was rummaging through my bag, see if I had an old crucifix in there or something. But I don't.
Get that out of here.
Well, I'm sorry. I just
You don't even speak the name of the crucifix.
Well,
Get out
I'm
of
sorry.
Here. No, none of that talk.
I didn't know. I just hopefully you guys can control yourselves. I mean,
We're trying our best. We are up very late. We are tired. We are getting famished. We'll see if you survive by the end of this interview.
So vampires do get tired. See, I wasn't sure how that works.
Yes, I mean, we are undead, but we are not that different from humans. Yes, we drink blood. Yes, we do not like garlic, but we get tired, right? Killian, tell them about that one time you got so tired you bit the head off of a cow.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that, Killian. I am curious.
I pulled an all-nighter as vampires do.
Yeah.
And I was in the morning. We were tired, and the only thing that was around me was a cow.
Yeah.
And You know the end of the story.
Right. Is that a vampire thing, or is that just something you do while you're in Maine?
Well, we do. I think the Mainers, they do like cow tipping. We do it a little differently, but I don't know that we want to talk about that on there because it is a little graphic.
It sounds grisly.
It is grisly.
Yes.
That is for certain.
Yes, yes. Wow. Well, very exciting. Very exciting. Now, are you guys playing a lot of shows? Have you been touring, or what's the situation there?
We have been quite busy. We have been playing about a show locally per month the past 6 months.
Oh.
With the excitement of the release of our song Sunrise, we decided to take a step back. We did not do a show in the month of June. However, we are doing a very exciting release party for this single next month at the Shaskeen in Manchester, New Hampshire. It is dubbed Cute Fun Music for Cute Fun People. We have got a mix of hardcore punk bands, metal bands, us. It is going to be a cute, fun time, and we are very excited.
Oh, very good. That's in July?
It is Thursday, July 17th. It is $5 at the door, and so for a cheap time, it is a cheap time, and you can have a cheap date with us, Sota. And I promise you, we will try not to scare you, because I do think, like I said, we probably will not be donned in this attire at that point.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you need special zoning for that. If you're doing a vampire.
The Irish pubs, they do not take kindly to vampires. I'll tell you what, there is for some reason a very large Catholic presence in the Irish pubs.
Oh, that makes sense.
We try to subvert that, and we try to sneak in and blend in with the crowd.
Yes, I completely understand. Now, who else is on the show with you? Do you recall offhand?
Yes, we have Bastard Curse, Trading Tombstones.
Oh, I love them.
Yes, they are phenomenal.
Yes.
And Paint the Town Dead. So it goes very well with our undead theme. But like I said, it is all cute, fun music.
Yes. Paint the Town Dead. That's a cool name.
Yes, they were a band that was formed 20 years ago in our hometown of Londonderry, New Hampshire, and they broke up 20 years ago.
Oh.
And for the first time ever, they are actually playing tonight in Londonderry, New Hampshire.
No
and they're
kidding.
coming back next month to play with us.
Oh,
and
wow.
we are very excited. It's the reunion of Paint the Town Dead.
Wow. After 20 years?
After 20 years.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That is amazing. Now, do you want to talk at all about what else you've been doing outside of Soda?
Oh, sure, yes. My last year was very busy. Before I had gotten turned into a vampire, I was on tour with The Defiant, which is a supergroup of phenomenal punk musicians. It is Dickie Barrett of the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. We have Greg Camp of Smash Mouth, Pete Parada, formerly of The Offspring, Joey LaRocca from The Briggs, and did I mention Johnny Rio of Street Dogs yet? Johnny Rio of Street Dogs. It is a wonderful, really cool punk band. We did a tour last year with Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Oh, okay.
And then this past December, we went out on a West Coast tour with Social Distortion. And I don't do much for the band. I made some of their music videos. I am their merch guy. I help them roadieing. So it's not like I'm front and center, but I do enjoy my time with the Defiant. They treat me well, and it is very fun being in the professional world of music on the road.
Yes, that's exciting. Are you concerned at all, when you go out on the road with them in the future, because obviously in terms of in your new form, I mean, what you can eat on the road changes, right?
It does. Yes, you can't have pizza quite often, but I am hoping to find some sort of cure by the end of this promotional cycle of Sunrise. I am really hoping that I can turn back into my human form.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll be out on the road and you'll have to go when everyone else is eating at a restaurant, you go into the woods or something.
It won't work. It just won't work. So I am really hoping that by some stroke of luck, by the end of the rollout of Sunrise, I will no longer be. It won't work for our band. I got to tell you, we have songs that being a vampire, it just does not make sense.
Yes.
So I am hoping that we can find some sort of remedy for this disease that we have been inflicted with.
Oh my goodness! Now, what about you, Killian? Do you intend to also seek a cure? It seems to have affected you quite differently, and by that I mean very little.
Yeah, I mean it affects me. Obviously, I have to stay away from the sun, but
yeah,
it doesn't affect what I wear, or definitely not my voice. So,
yeah.
I would like a
I got
cure.
the higher strain of it, okay?
Yeah, well, that can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Yeah. I mean, that can happen. Yeah. So, so I didn't know that you could even cure this. I didn't think it was like, I thought it was like a permanent thing. Like once you're a vampire, it's like eternal, right? Because don't you live forever?
That's what they say, but I did hear that from a marketing standpoint, that it does not look too good to be a vampire in a band, especially when you're in a ska band. So from a marketing standpoint, I'm really hoping that there is a cure.
Yes. Well, I hope you can find something. I mean, the medical technology today is remarkable.
It's incredible. I got to tell you, some of these doctors that we had back in the 1800s, they did not do it. But nowadays, it is not much better, but it is somewhat better.
I just thought of something. What about what Keith Richards does? Because doesn't he have like a full, maybe this is urban legend, but I've heard that he has like a full blood transfusion.
He did do a blood transfusion, and we do our morning blood transfusions. It helps us very well. We get the blood of our neighbors and whoever else is in the area.
No, I understand, but by transfusion, I don't mean like, when you have to feed. I mean like an actual, take all the blood out, put new blood in, or however it works.
I think I might want to go and have a blood transfusion shortly after this interview wraps up, Matt Connarton.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. Just to be clear. No. I meant like a medical procedure, I don't mean
it's strictly medical here.
I don't, I mean, these, look, I mean, we can't stay in the studio here with blood. I'll get in trouble.
I know these white walls, but I do notice up on the walls you have these soundproof boards, and they are red, so I might take a couple of those. We do have red carpets, so it might not be as bad as you think, Matt Connarton.
I can recommend somewhere you can go to, feed.
Interesting. Will you be there?
No. I mean, but we have, woods, and I'm sure there's wildlife, and maybe an elk or something.
We are in the middle of Manchester. This is a city. I don't know about that. I think I'm getting hungry and I want to feed soon.
Well,
I don't want to go on the trip into the woods.
Well, this is very worrisome. Would you guys like to play another song? Maybe, maybe you can satiate.
Yes, maybe
with a
that
song.
will calm me down.
Oh, perhaps. Yes.
We'd like to perform a song for you. This is a cover by a band, Ghost. Everyone has been telling us lately that we remind them of Ghost. I do not understand the comparison. I really do not. Some say that this is a gimmick. I say this is just life. But we are going to play you a song. This is a song about depression. It fits very well with the darkness of sunrise. This is a song called If You Have Ghosts.
All right.
You have everything. If you have ghosts, you have everything. You can say anything you want, and you can do anything you want to do. If you have ghosts, you have everything. One never does that. One never does that. You can call it surprise, there it is, and a part of me is me. One never does that. In the night, I am real. In the night, I am real. The moon to the left is a part of my thoughts, and a part of me is me. Forever is the wind in the night. I am real. Now this next part I will talk about my vampiric qualities. I will talk a little bit about the physical essence of being a vampire. And it goes something a little like this. I don't want my fangs too long. I don't want my fangs too long. The moon to the left is a part of my thoughts, and a part of me is me. Forever is the wind in the night. I am real. If you have ghosts, you have everything. If you have ghosts, you have everything. If you have ghosts, you have everything. If you have ghosts, you have everything.
Oh my God, that was so good. Good job, guys.
Thank you, thank you.
Love it. I love it. If you're just joining us, we have Soda here in studio with us. Casey and Killian are here live and sounding amazing. By the way, so where do you guys record? Like where was Sunrise recorded?
So we took a different approach this time. We used to record at Blackheart Sound in Manchester, New Hampshire. It was a very good. What we did there, we wanted a very local approach when we used to record our music. We went for a very nice homegrown, very DIY approach. But with this single cycle and with the new songs that we are recording, I really wanted to step outside of my comfort zone. So for the first time ever in my entire musical career, we worked with a producer, and we worked with the producer Kevin Billingsley. He's a wonderful, wonderful producer who's up in Maine, and you see, he has recorded many bands like Major Moment. He has worked with bands. He has understudied for Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, wow.
Just incredible bands. Trawl is another band. They're local.
Oh, I love Trawl. We had them on the show recently.
Yes, Kevin Billingsley does some of their music as well. Wonderful, wonderful bands. And I said, I've been wanting to work with this man for many, many years. So we went up to the Halo studio just north of Portland, Maine. And we recorded with him, and it was a wonderful experience. It changed my mindset on what musical recording could be and songwriting could be. He really pushed us to our limits. He got the best out of us, and he put together just a beautiful sounding product. I have to say, I am, for the first time ever in my musical career, I am just so excited with how the music sounds. I listen to it, and I don't go back and say, oh, I wish I did something like this.
Yeah.
No, he got perfection out of us, and I am so excited to have worked with him. He is wonderful.
Oh, very good. Do you plan to work with him again?
Oh, by far. Killian, talk a little bit about your experience with Kevin. Tell us, how did you feel about Kevin?
He was amazing. Like, this was my first time, this is my first time recording with Soda, and it was just, like, right off the gun. Like, he was so nice. He helped us, he's gave us things we could change about our songs, and he just the production value was just so surreal, and and he was just so good to work with. He was very friendly the whole time. It wasn't like a producer that makes you stressed out, like, oh, you have to do this.
Right.
It was like, oh, here's how we can change this, and if we're struggling recording something, or we're struggling getting a part down, he worked through it with us, and just very, very.
He never got frustrated. That's right. He brought the best qualities out of you, and he did it in a way where he knew that you could do something musically, and he never put you down if it was difficult for you to get there.
Yeah.
He walked you along the way, and he did it in such a kind. Yes, you're right. It was just a wonderful experience to have him change your mind and approach it in a way that you never felt like you were a bad musician for not coming up with this idea first. He was like, this is how we can enhance your idea.
Yeah.
He did a wonderful job.
I feel like a good producer kind of becomes like an extra member of the band.
It's very true. Look at the Beatles. They had their fifth Beatle. It was their producer. And because of him, they put out great quality work. And I think that Kevin has been our fifth and a half. I say half because we have a half member in our band. He was severed in two, so that is why he is half. He plays the piano for us in Sota.
Was that also in Maine?
That did happen in Maine.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. He did not want to become a vampire. He is not in the music video because of which.
Yeah.
So we decided to eat his lower half.
Sure. Sure.
So yes, he plays the piano at about half of our shows.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I see.
So that's why I say that Kevin was our 5th and a half member of SOTA
I see.
for this recording process.
Well, that makes sense. So do you intend to record with him again?
Almost definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we have 3 more songs that we are going to release over the course of the next year.
Okay.
But do I have songs brewing?
Yeah.
I have many songs that we are going to go back and record, and I'm very excited to do so.
And what's the name of his studio again?
It's the Halo Studio.
Halo?
Yes.
Are you able to, in your current form, or forms, because you've both technically, I mean, are you able to go to a place called with Halo in the name?
Well, I'll tell you what. The whole vampire thing, it happened the day after we finished recording up in Maine.
Wow.
It was very fortuitous that we did not go into the Halo as vampires, because I don't think we would have made it through the night.
Yeah.
Yes. But again, as I said, I'm hoping by the end of this release schedule for Sunrise that I will no longer be a vampire and I can go back into the Halo studio.
Yes. Oh, excellent. Well, we'll hope for that. Do you have any plans to do a new EP or an album? I know this is a standalone single. What's because there's so many different ways, so many different approaches you can take to releasing music.
I do have an album in my sights. It is a matter of finalizing some of the songs. When I make a musical project, I like to have cohesion with it. I like to have a cohesiveness. And like I said, these songs did not necessarily have a cohesiveness quality to them. But I do have an album that I have been writing, and we'll talk more about it in time, but it is a record about time. It's about life. It's about fleeting time. And I have many songs that I have written, life and death, and wanting to cheat death, wanting to escape death, but coming to reality that sometimes you cannot cheat death. So that is on the horizon. I have a handful of songs that the next time we go to Kevin, it will be a full EP. LP, my mistake. It'll be our SOTA's first LP.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Now, do either of you have any other projects that you're also involved in, or is it SOTA exclusively, or?
Killian, he plays a lot of music, from theaters to other bands. Tell him what you do.
Yeah, I have a lot of other music outlets. I play drums in another smaller ska band. I do pits for a bunch of musicals here and there.
Oh, wow.
So,
Cool.
He recently did Sweeney Todd, so it worked very well being a vampire in that setting.
Oh, that makes sense. Yes. Wow, very cool. Now, what's the other band?
It's called Hand Me Downs. They're out of southern New Hampshire, Londonderry, Manchester.
Okay, very cool. And if you guys so you guys are brothers. How long have you been making music together? A long time, right?
Well, we have been playing together for a number of years now.
Yeah.
In SOTA, I exclusively write the music, and I give it to the rest of my band members, and I tell them, take this as a palette and do what you want with it. And I try to let them have the freedom to kind of embellish their parts the way that they would want to play them.
Yeah.
So Killian and I don't necessarily write together, but we have been performing together for since very early on in the band. I would say we probably 4 years now we've been playing with SOTA together.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. And Killian, are you on all the SOTA tracks that have been released so far?
I'm not. So the Sunrise that just came out, that is my first song that I've recorded.
Oh, that's
on,
the first one. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
For the early SOTA material, I really wanted it to be. I wanted to take a Dave Grohl approach where I did as many of the instruments as possible. So I played bass on the first, the first 6 songs that we ever released. It was me, and then I outsourced the drumming elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
Because I cannot do drums, so we had others do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But Killian, you'll be on everything going forward, I assume, right?
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Yes,
very
I've
nice.
changed my mentality, and I want to make sure that all of my band members are featured equally, because I have accrued a very good ensemble of phenomenally talented musicians, and I want them to have their moments.
Yes. Well, not necessarily equally, right? Because you have one guy who's been severed.
He is half. He is in half, so he gets half of the rest of everyone else. But
yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yes,
That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Very good, very good. So, so the next show, so you've got the official release in July at Chasky, and I forget the date.
Yes, it's Thursday, July 17th.
July 17th.
Yes.
Okay. With Trading Tombstones, whom I love.
Yes.
I think we've had them on the show.
Yes, I believe you have.
We must have, yeah.
Yes, I think I tuned into that one.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It becomes a blur.
Oh, I understand.
Although I shall not forget this one, ever.
Well, you might not live to tell the tale,
well,
Matt Connarton.
I have there's neighborhoods I can send you to. Don't worry. There's plenty of fresh meat for you to.
He's skirting around the issue at hand.
Well, and who else? What was the other one? The band that was apart for 20 years?
Paint the Town Dead.
Paint the Town Dead, yes. And there was one other band, right? Or was there?
Yes, Bastard Curse.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we really pick them out, don't we, Matt?
Yes, well, that sounds like a great show.
Yes, very doomy and gloomy.
That'll be at the Chasky,
Yes,
yeah?
Yes.
And then do you have anything planned beyond that? Or
Well, our drummer, he is getting married very soon. He's getting married, so we are I think we are going to go back into the shadows for a little bit as he's doing some life-changing things, even more so than becoming a vampire. So being married is a big commitment. So we will probably take some time off, but we have more music on the way. So we will supplement the time that we are not playing live shows with more music in your earwaves.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Very good. What is your hearing? Does your hearing change at all when you're a vampire? I thought like vampires can hear like longer distances, right?
I hear frequencies that no man should ever hear.
Oh.
I hear dog whistles. There's somebody two towns over, and they're using a dog whistle, and it is grating on my nerves.
Yes. Well, don't get too upset.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, very good. So I think we should end with we'll play Sunrise again. Such a great track to close out for people who are just tuning in. But where should people go online to keep up with everything that you guys are doing?
Just anywhere you want to. We are on the Facebooks. We are on the Instagrams. We are on TikTok. I make a lot of TikToks, and whether they're funny or not, that is for you to decide. We're on Spotify, YouTube. We have the music video. If you're listening and you are not seeing the visuals, you will understand why I sound the way I sound by watching our music video. It is on our YouTube. Anywhere, if you just look up SOTAH, SOTAH, band, you'll probably find us.
By the way, does your name ever get misspelled, like on a flyer or something? Does that ever happen?
More often than not, it gets mispronounced. People just don't understand. They don't understand. They say SOTAH, and I say, no, it's just SOTAH. It's soda. You can. There is no enunciation. Just say,
Yeah.
But then every now and then, yes, I'll say, we're a band called Soda, and they'll go SODA, and I go, no, it is not SODA. Why would I name my band SODA?
Right. And
I get the confusion. I get it.
No, yeah. No, that makes sense. Well, guys, thank you. This has been wonderful. And we will play that again in just a moment. And if you miss any part of today's show, it'll be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. If I'm not here next week, or Jenny, if I don't come home today, it's because I've been eaten or turned into a vampire or something. But you guys wouldn't do that to me, would you?
The verdict is not out yet.
I just realized something. You can't do that to me. You know why? Because I have to upload the show.
Oh no, we need our content, Killian, for the Instagrams.
Aha!
Oh, you got us there, Matt Connarton. You got us there.
I got you there. Very good. Well, I feel much better. Jenny will be back next week. Go to her website, jencoffee.com, to keep up with everything that she's doing. Very proud of her. Doing great stuff. And thank you again to Rachel Moline for joining us in the first hour. And again, Casey and Killian, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us. This has been wonderful. It's been something that I have loved to sink my teeth into.
Yeah, well said. Well said. And here it is. Again, if you missed it, this is the world radio premiere today. This is Sunrise, and the band is SOTAH.
You are listening to WMNH 95.3.
World premiere.
They say the winds of just suffer in vain. Sometimes it's hard to find your own peace of mind. I lie awake and think of you and all the selfish things I do. I just can't understand how to make a man. When will the sunrise, sunrise? Had enough moonlight, moonlight. So sick of that night, that night. Bring on the sunlight, was on my sleeve. I know you watched it bleed, hemorrhaging in my hands. But still my love will stand. No matter how much pain you feel, don't ever doubt that you are real. You're not the only one who's still searching for the sun. When will the sunrise, sunrise? Had enough moonlight, moonlight. So sick of that night, that night. Bring on the sunlight, sunlight. When will the sunrise, sunrise? Had enough moonlight, moonlight. So sick of that night, that night. Bring on the sunlight, wanna have faith in someone to trust, but lately the world has been so unjust. They've wound us up, and we blame it on each other. They've destroyed all our families, all our sisters and our brothers. Their prosperity, individually, is quickly weakening our humanity. No more unity, none left for you and me. Landed depraved where no one's free. I see right through, and I know it's not the truth. What you're telling me ain't reality. I see right through, and I don't know what to do.
WMNH. When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected